Hey guys, what is up? We're back with another week of The Glorious Sentence to Be a Hero, and I know I am one episode behind, but episode 2 of the finale should be out either by tomorrow into Tuesday of next week. And just so you know, between this week and next week is the finales for a lot of the winter 2026 anime lineup, and we're going into spring as soon as April 1st. If you guys don't remember, or those who didn't see my community post that I posted up from last week, the shows that I am going to be reacting and reviewing to are Dorohedoro season 2, Witch Antler, Demons of the Shadow Realm. And even though this show is not new compared to the others, it's been out since 2017, I'm going to be starting the very first season of Golden Kamuy. That's something I threw out there because it's been on my mind for a bit. Okay, but from my double reaction that I did last week with episodes 9 and 10 of Sentenced to Be a Hero, basically the girl, her body got taken over by the real Sparagon. So the one that we all thought was Sparagon, the demon lord, he must be like an underling to him, but nonetheless extremely strong. So it looks like the demon lords are upgrading. The fact that they now can start inhibiting human bodies or take on human-like forms is very much terrifying. And now we have it where, again, they're now at this port where we have our heroes and everybody else, basically like their mission in episode, I believe it was episode 8, where they were protecting that castle. Now they had to protect this port, and they're not getting much help from the government, of course. This is another suicide mission. And unfortunately, now you have possibly Sparagon, who is now inhibiting that little girl's body, and the one that's camouflaging or pretending to be Sparagon is there taking out the knights, and it's going to be a huge problem. So I don't know how they're going to cover for these last 2 episodes, but we'll see in Sentenced to Be a Hero, episode 11. Oh yeah, and then the treacherous uncle, bro. I forgot about that real quick. Maybe your own family, bro. Siding with the enemy for what? Oh my god. Y'all is all war. Oh, yeah, there's more. Bro, you got. Oh. Dang. Oof. Yeah, I was not thinking that far. Yo, Tatsuya's definitely the tank of the. Did he just step on that? Either listen to him or just die in there. But he had to pick her up. Of course, she would love that. There you go. There. Oh, I guess that's why he was in prison for a little longer than all the others. Okay. This is why he was the one locked up for the longest out of all of them, bro. I do want a pet dragon. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Get Neely out the sky. Please get Neely out the sky. Shouldn't you send him to the guy that's in armor? I'm scared. Oh, so that's the guy. Take Neely to the ground and escape with Neely. That's all you need to do. Oh, who's your king? Mm. I want to know what's his name and who is your king. No, is it the Pope? Or is it some no, it's the person that he was worshiping. That must be his king. Mm. Oh, they're gonna go have a facts. I thought he was just hacking and slashing with the axe. Yeah. Jesus. How y'all speaking about breakfast? I told you to take Neely out the sky. Take her out the sky. I'm now I'm mad. Take Neely out the sky, bro. Really? Lady, really? Oh, oh. You know her arms can. What? Don't tell me you going. I did not think he was. Well played. Well played. Well played. My man, the thing was gonna get no short regardless. Now they gotta deal with this one. Who? I want to know his name. Okay. Oh boy. Um, I mean, thanks. I'm like, where's Sav in all of this? He- What did he throw? Oh, 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 this. That's a sick design. No, I want Neely to leave. Oh, No, what? Oh God. Bro. Girl, if you don't summon some swords instead of looking at. They're gonna have to rebuild it. Oh, this is named Belgium. Okay. Oh, oh, you're reliving your moments? Okay. He's getting the thrill of battle, bro. Oh, good. My guy, don't you? Oh, I am scared. Do not black out. Oh, no. Oh, thank God. He feels like a final boss, bro. Okay, we're using the holy sword to Excalibur. Why does this feel like the last episode? Why did this feel like the last episode? What? How is this not the last episode? So then what do we have in store for the last episode? So I like how the episode just ended like that. No credits. No. Bro, now no. Hold on. Wait, hold on a minute. because then the season 2 has to be possible, because I feel like the final episode, episode 12, is going to leave obviously on a cliffhanger, because I believe the novel and the manga version of it is still ongoing. What do you mean episode 11 felt more like a finale than episode 12 might possibly? Now, I don't want anybody to spoil episode 12 till I get to it actually, but like this character has been set up since episode 9 or late episode 8. Bojum, who we thought was Sparagon. And then that adventurer, I forgot her name, she got taken out in this episode. Like, the build-up felt like, yeah. And you mean to tell me he got taken out, but Sparagon, who's now inhibiting that little girl's body, he's roaming around. So who's to say we're not going to have another Bojum, but even stronger? And to me personally, Bojum has a sick monster design. He felt like that boss battle that you would fight in like those video games, like medieval type video games. I like that. You know what it kind of reminded me? His design low-key reminds me of, there was this, I don't know if it was a French animator or something, and his son, you can search it up, real thing, it's always circulating, like every year or every 2 years you'll see it circulating and getting big numbers on the internet. But a few years ago, his son, who was probably like anywhere between the ages of 5 to 7 or 7 to 9, made his own illustrations, his own art, and then his dad, who is an actual animator and illustrator, professional one at that, would recreate his son's artwork, and his son already had the imagination. He just didn't have the intricate details as of yet, but his imagination is wild. And then his dad said, okay, I'm gonna bring your art to life in my style. And I think like Bojum would have been his son's design, and then the dad said, this is the final piece. That's what Bojum is. So sick. That's what Bojum's actual demonic form looks like to me, from that illustrator and the son. So kudos to you guys. If you guys know what the illustrator's name is, do drop it in the comments below. I think some of you may know who that is. It's been on the internet for quite a minute. But yeah, sick designs all around. It looks like something straight from the son's imagination come to real life. So who knows? Who knows? One day probably he might be working on one of these series. We'll never know. But again, solid episode. It felt more like a finale than the actual finale. So I don't know what episode 12 is going to actually entail. The only thing I can think of is, obviously we have where oh my god, I can't remember her name right now, but Xylo's fiance, she's gonna go more investigating with her people to find out who Sparagon is, while obviously she's also helping Kivia with her situation with her uncle, because her uncle is helping the enemy. Now, whoever this god or Martalar is, I think, as Bojum explained, there is a lord above the demon lord. So there is someone that they worship. So this is probably like the highest ranking supernatural being amongst the demons, that at the end of the day, you may have the demon lords and their pawns, which is the fairies and everything, but there is something or someone else that reigns over all of them and is walking around, and they adhere to that being. And so that's why you have someone like Kivia's uncle who is worshiping that person. So it's either he believes in the cause of humanity has to go, or like the goddesses have to go. I don't know what the case may be, but this is going to be obviously a personal matter for Kivia, which will lead to her having like a life or death situation, because if she finds out, two things can happen. Obviously, her uncle dies. She loses the only family member that she truly cares about. Or two, she can be taken out. She dies for a good cause. And I mean, it can still lead to her uncle dying, but she dies with a good cause to help put a stop to all of this madness. And this also leads to the defeat of Sparagon, but now we also now have to deal with this lord over the demon lords who Xylo, Territza, and the other Imperial heroes have to defeat. Francine, I believe her name is Francine, or Frenchie. So there is that, but I do kind of see a death flag over Kivia's head. Of course, I hope there is an announcement that there is a season 2 in production. I hope that is the case. If not, that kind of sucks, because from what I've seen or heard is that like the manga's a little different from the novel, and then now the anime is also a little bit more different, which is probably following the manga version, because like Xylo's characterization is different between both the mediums. So it's just like, I don't think it's like a fully 100% adaptation, and I don't know which one will be the more true adaptation, like the anime adapted from the novel or the anime from the manga. So if you are reading either two versions, do drop in the comments of which one would be the best one to read or look up on, if we don't possibly get a season 2. But like I stated in the video, it obviously YouTube is going to get the edited version, so the opening part is not going to be there. But I stated it in like episode 9, this series deserved its kudos. This series should have been more highlighted and more praised during its run. I'm just really surprised a lot more people are not talking about this series outside of the hour-long first episode, because the production line has been 10 out of 10 every episode, even when it had its downloads. 10 out of 10. And then this episode, come on, again, this felt like a finale. Now it makes me wonder, what is episode 12 containing? Because if this felt like the finale, what, I guess, like I said, episode 12 is going to be a cliffhanger, and we're going to get more stuff that's going to add into the mystery of everything. We might get an answer in the finale episode, but that's all I can really think of. So no spoilers until I get to episode 12. But do tell me how you felt about episode 11 of Sentenced to Be a Hero, guys. What are you expecting if you haven't watched episode 12 as of yet? What are you expecting for the final episode if you have read the manga or novel version of the series? No spoilers or anything further than where it was adapted from, but how do you feel about this episode versus those two versions? The links are in the description box, so you guys go check it out. And I'm Kimi-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!